Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, I'm going to talk about two things here. First off, Darth Vader and the Cry of Shadows. Oh boy. Basically, it's a story of a clone who, in the Clone Wars, he got hit with a laser. It went up and broke his mask and kind of sliced through his eye a little bit. So he's got this cool scar on his eye. And he reaches out to see if a Jedi will help him, but the Jedi's too involved with the battle, and he falls from the ship and then is basically abandoned after the war and has to fight his way back to civilization. Later on, he joins the Empire, and he's proud of Darth Vader because the Jedi only cared about themselves and saving the Jedi Order, where Darth Vader establishes order. But as he keeps working with Darth Vader and he becomes Darth Vader's right-hand man for a while, he realizes how ruthless Darth Vader is. I mean, there's a scene, they don't show anything, but you know, he said the things that Darth Vader did, I don't know how many men who could do the same. And it shows him just standing in front of this like little war orphan with his blade drawn out, like he's about to kill the kid. And then after all these atrocities, you know, he shoots these people. He kills all these people who are super loyal to. They die for the rebellion. And then the clone just can't take it anymore. He realizes, no, I'm on the wrong side again on this. And eventually ends up, you know, quitting the Empire and becoming a farmer. Okay. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not that good either. It's basically just from his eyes about how evil the Jedi and the Republic were, how great the Empire was. Oh, you know what? Maybe Darth Vader in the Empire is not someone I should look up to as a role model. Meh. That's why Nth Assassin wins, almost by default in a way. Because Cry of Shadows, still not good. Would I call all the Darth Vader comic books cash grabs? Yeah, I think I would. Nth Assassin was decent. So I won't call that one a cash grab. But the rest of them just seem like cash grabs. Put Darth Vader's name on it, make it 5 issues, sell a bunch of it, don't care about the story. This last one was just, Cry of Shadows was just boring. Wasn't bad, it was just boring. All right, so the next one I want to talk about is a short story from Visionaries. For some reason I had it here, and I'm going to rearrange this one, but I'm going to talk about it now since I've already read it. Old Wounds, this is from Visionaries. This is where you see the first appearance of the newly, publication-wise, of Darth Maul with a mechanical bottom. In fact, in the behind-the-scenes Clone Wars DVD, this is where they got the idea for that look for Darth Maul with the longer horns and the metallic legs. That match exactly what that comic book is. And I told you, now that I know the new canon did basically a story that mimics Old Wounds, but now that the Legends doesn't have an ending for Darth Maul, this fits perfectly. I say perfectly, though, it sounds like ever since Naboo, Darth Maul has been endlessly hunting Kenobi. And he hasn't, but it's surely been in the back of his mind to get revenge this whole time. So I'll say that. But they're acting like you, because publication-wise, you know, this was an Elseworlds alternate storyline, right? It never would have happened because Darth Maul was considered dead by Star Wars fans everywhere and by George Lucas back then. But they had to make it sound like this whole time he's been trying to slowly capture, you know, he was weeks behind on Geonosis and days behind after Mustafar or whatever. He's closing in closer and closer. So it's supposed to be like just a few months, I guess, after he makes it to Tatooine, but it's got to be later because Luke is shown as maybe 3 or 4 years old. He's a little bit older. He can stand and walk on his own, not baby steps either. So a few years have passed. Obi-Wan has some gray in his beard now. Like, it's all gray now. Not that you can't age quickly, but I feel this book would probably be better served this short story would be better served after maybe The Last Jedi novel by Michael Reeves, which I think is where I'm going to put it in the timeline. It'll be there by the time this video comes out. But I had it early because it does sound like Darth Maul he was just days behind on Mustafar, and now I finally found you. Well, yeah, but how did Luke get a couple of years old? And how did Obi-Wan get all gray? All right, so I'm going to place this a few years, just a few years later down the timeline. But does it fit in the canon now? Yes, absolutely, it does. And it's kind of wild because after their big battle, it's Owen with a blaster that takes out Darth Maul, while Darth Maul's preoccupied with Obi-Wan, which I thought was kind of neat too. So, and I remember when I read Visionaries for the first time ever, that was the only story that I liked out of all of them. It was the only one I thought that was a really cool idea. I mean, Darth Maul is dead, but that's a cool idea. Little did I know, right? All right, folks, that's all for now. See you later.